Hi, let us discuss today about the portocaval anastomosis. Portocaval anastomosis. There are two systems of veins present in the abdominal cavity and the pelvis. One system is formed by this portal system, that is portal vein, and the other one is formed by the caval system, that is the inferior vena cava. So the portal vein is formed by the union of splenic vein and superior mesenteric vein. This is a portal vein present behind the first part of the duodenum, is formed by the union of splenic vein and superior mesenteric vein. Whereas inferior vena cava is formed by the union of two common iliac veins at the level of L5. So at some places in the abdomen proper and in the pelvis, there lies a portocaval anastomosis, some tributaries of the portal vein, anastomosis with some tributaries of the caval system, that is the inferior vena cava. And these sites are very important clinically. And the important portocaval anastomotic sites are: number one, here. This is a left gastric vein. This is a left gastric vein draining into the portal vein. A tributary of it, that is the esophageal branch of left gastric vein, is anastomosing with the esophageal tributary of hemiazygous vein, where at the lower end of the esophagus. I repeat, esophageal tributary of left gastric vein belonging to the portal system is anastomosing with esophageal tributary of hemiazygous vein belonging to the caval system. So this anastomosis is present in the wall of the lower end of the esophagus. So clinically the importance is it might result in the formation of esophageal varices or piles. That means in case of portal obstruction, these veins, these anastomotic veins gets engorged and sometimes may rupture, resulting in emesis of blood from the esophagus, that is called as hematemesis, and which may prove fatal. So this anastomosis is concerned with the formation of esophageal varices when there is portal obstruction. This is number one site. Second one, so this is first one. Second one, concentrate here. This is superior rectal vein. This is superior rectal vein, a tributary of inferior mesenteric vein. This is inferior mesenteric vein. A tributary of it is superior rectal vein. This is belonging to portal system. So this is belonging to the portal system. That is the superior rectal vein belonging to the portal system is anastomosing. Here if you see, is anastomosing with these two veins and these two veins. These two veins are middle rectal vein and the lower one is inferior rectal vein. Superior rectal vein belonging to the portal system is anastomosing with middle rectal vein and inferior rectal vein, which are the tributaries of this vein, which is nothing but the internal iliac vein. So the middle rectal vein, inferior rectal vein are the tributaries of internal iliac vein. So all these anastomos close to the pectinate line of anal canal, and which when engorged, the radicals of the superior rectal vein, when there is increased portal obstruction, may rupture, resulting in rectal piles or hemorrhoids, or rectal piles. This happens when there is rupture of this anastomosis due to the increased portal obstruction. Third side, coming to the third one, this is around the umbilicus. This one is the umbilicus. Around the umbilicus, this is a para-umbilical vein. Para-umbilical vein belonging to the portal system. This rounded one is a para-umbilical vein belonging to the portal system. This is umbilicus. Is anastomosing with different veins from above, from the sides and from the below. So it is anastomosing with the systemic veins belonging to the caval system from above by this number 1. It is superior epigastric vein of either sides. This is superior epigastric vein of either sides. And we also have lateral thoracic veins, number 2. So from above, superior epigastric vein and lateral thoracic vein of either sides. From below, superficial epigastric vein and inferior epigastric vein of either sides. Superficial epigastric vein and inferior epigastric vein of either sides. And from the sides, the posterior intercostal veins and the lumbar veins of either sides. So all these belonging to the systemic veins belonging to the caval system anastomose around the umbilicus with the para-umbilical vein belonging to the portal system. So when there is increased obstruction to the portal system, particularly in the diseases of the liver or in the any reason where there is a portal obstruction, these veins around the umbilicus enlarge and they look like a, if you see here, they look like a spokes of a wheel around the central umbilicus. Around the central umbilicus, they look like a spokes of a wheel, suggesting that there is a disturbance to the anastomosis between the portal system and the caval system. This pattern, which is resembling a pattern like a spokes of a wheel, is called as caput, C-A-P-U-T, caput medusae. Is it clear? This pattern is called caput medusae, which is resembling a pattern of a spokes of a wheel. So, these three are the named ones, important ones. The other significant portocaval anastomotic sites are, fourth one, if you see, behind the peritoneum of the posterior abdominal wall, if you see the splenic vein and left colic vein belonging to the portal system anastomosis with the splenic vein and left colic vein anastomosis with left renal vein. The splenic vein and left colic vein belonging to the portal system anastomosis with the left renal vein, which is belonging to the caval system, by veins. That veins are called as veins of Rhesus. Veins of Rhesus. Okay. Similarly, number 5, along the bare area of liver, the portal radicals belonging to the portal system anastomose with diaphragmatic veins belonging to the caval system and forms one of the site of portocaval anastomosis at the bare area of the liver. Another site is at the falciform ligament of the liver. At the falciform ligament of the liver, the para-umbilical veins belonging to the portal system anastomosis with the diaphragmatic veins belonging to the caval system by an anastomotic veins, and this anastomotic pattern is called as accessory venous system of Sapek. That anastomotic pattern overall is referred as venous system of Sapek. Next one, in the intrauterine life, the left branch of portal vein communicates or anastomoses with the inferior vena cava by ductus venosus. This happens in the fetal life so as to shunt most of the oxygenated blood reaching to the liver, instead sending into the inferior vena cava and back into the right atrium for circulation. So this ductus venosus, which is a shunt formed between the left branch of portal vein and inferior vena cava, obliterates at the time of the birth. It will become converted into ligamentum venosum. But rarely, very rarely, instead of converting into ligamentum venosum, the ductus venosus persists even after birth and may establish a direct portocaval anastomosis. And the last one I can say, along the vaginal wall, the superior rectal vein belonging to the portal system, anastomosis with the venous plexus of vaginal veins belonging to the caval system. This is also an site of portocaval anastomosis. So these overall 8 portocaval anastomotic sites we know, of which the first 3 are clinically more important and deserves a special attention. Thank you.